I'm glad I didn't call it the fours. Not that that was close for me, but queens is a pretty good hand. Fours again, eh? I have no idea if this is plus EV as an open. Like, I don't know. That's nice. I don't have to decide. So I definitely want to have a raising range. I definitely want to have a shoving range. I don't think I want to put Jack 3 offsuit into that, so we're going to start with check. It's presumably a pretty decent flop for in position. Not really surprised to see the 1 BB c-bet. Sucks. I think fairly reasonable. Obviously, like, it's a decent board for the in-position player. The turn being a club kind of sucks. Gives them a lot more ways to VPip the turn, obviously. The turn being low is very helpful, unless it's going to be a 10. So it was an okay card to barrel. I could have definitely check folded. I think check raise the flop is a mix. I'd rather have a spade, but I don't think I need a spade. And yeah, I think that, like, on a board structure like this one against button limp, I'm probably going to want to check raise king 5. I would check raise king 5. So yeah, I mean, I think it's just like kind of, if you want to check raise king 5, then like I'm gonna be check raising some hands like that. Yeah, and then as far as like the in position jam, I actually think that, like, when I see in position shove, I kind of like that in terms, like, obviously it sucks for my hand, but it kind of means that, like, he thinks that my flop 2-bet is, like, very equity driven and doesn't include polarized components to it, which it does, obviously, because I have Jack 3 offsuit. And the reason that that's what it means is because he doesn't need protection against Jack 3 off. So if he's shoving, he's probably shoving for protection. And the only reason to really do that is because you think that my range just doesn't have very many parts like this. My range mostly has, obviously, like, top pair type hands, but like flush draws, just like very good components to it. And that means that I was probably getting like a reasonable fold percentage on the turn, even though that's not how it worked out that time. So I think this is going to be close. Maybe I should just flat here. I kind of like that. I don't have much time bank, so kind of just took an action. I saw that we'd rolled kind of high, and yeah, I just took an action. I kind of hate this, but I mean, like, it's not that bad. But if I'm gonna go with like a polarized, if I'm gonna do this, it should maybe be a little bit more linear than ace-10 offsuit, but kind of whatever. 20% c-bet size seems appropriate for this situation. Obviously, I expect to be doing quite well now. I suspect that, like, ace queen, ace jack are high frequency 4-bets pre. I don't really love seeing the 9 turn. I think I'm going to roll this turn between bet and check. I think I like check with the 10 of diamonds more, so I'm only going to barrel sometimes. Yeah, did roll check. So that's not the greatest river. Neither was the 9 wasn't the greatest turn either. I would have rather seen a jack or a queen. We're going to lose here against, well, I mean, we're going to call a shove. So we're going to lose here a lot against, like, ace 4, ace 8 suited. Yeah, we're going to jam the river. I think that, like, he could have ace jack. But he has, like, a lot of, like, ace 5. A lot of ace 3 suited, like ace 5 suited, ace 3 suited, ace 6 suited, ace 7 suited. I'm not sure that ace jack offsuit's like the greatest pre-flop peel in that situation. It probably 4-bets better. I don't know that, like, my opponent is really, I don't know how my opponent's playing or how he's thinking, but probably 4-bets better with ace jack pre. My river shove is definitely thin, but I think it's very difficult to fold an ace x blocker after turn check for me, just because on a 2-tone turn, there's a decent chance that I'm shoving ace king and ace queen at, like, really good weights, or like double barreling small at really good weights. So when I check back, when I 3-bet to that size pre and then check back turn, and then shove the river, it's like I have pocket aces a lot, and so when you have an ace, you block it. And, like, I have, like, some specific suits, like I want to have diamonds or something maybe if I'm going to check back the turn. So I think, like, if he blocks diamonds and he has an ace, it gets real difficult to fold. Obviously, if he has ace 5, it's different. But if he has, like, no, yeah, if he has, like, ace 8, like any like ace 5 of diamonds or something, where he blocks, like, some of, like, the ace, I guess, like, it was the ace of diamonds on the board, so never mind. Anyways, yeah, I just think, like, it's thin. I think it's thin. I'm trying to make excuses. I think it's thin, river shove. But I think he's just, like, once he checks the river, I just think he's probably underweight ace 8 and ace 4 once he checks. He's probably underweight ace jack once he checks. He's probably ace 8 underweight ace jack once he doesn't 4-bet pre. So I think river shove is like thin, but like probably good. Hecklin's good, right? Yeah, Hecklin's good. Hecklin's good. It's a 10K though. Like I'm sure everybody's, you know, I'm sure most of the people have a clue, and they're good. Hecklin's obviously like super user type good though, but it's fine. Like whatever. All fine with me. All right, guys, I've got some pretty incredible news. We have brought all one-off videos on BBZPoker.com down to bundle level pricing. That means $10 a video. So the bundles have been so successful that we decided to rationalize the pricing of all of our video content to the same level as the bundles. So all BBZ Poker videos are now $10. You can get Ape Styles for $10. You can get me. You can get Lucky Fish. You can get Yargo. You can get Finton. You can get Spraggy. All for $10. I'll see you on BBZPoker.com. Pretty decent hand against these stack sizes. Like here, for example. I think we just reshove this hand. That sucks. Would have had plus EV shove. Would have liked to jam. Definitely gonna have a shoving range here. This hand doesn't necessarily need to be in it. Yeah, so I mean, like I do have a checking range on these in this situation. I'm gonna be careful not to bet too much, but I think like 8-3 of diamonds specifically is a hand that probably wants to stab. I should have faced like reasonably decent chance of like getting 2-bet or something and having to deal with some shit that's annoying, but I don't think it changes the fact that I want to bet 8-3 diamonds. But I do think you want to be careful about not betting too much, for sure. Spot kind of sucks. Just 23 big blinds. I'm just going to jam. All the stacks are short, so this range might be a bit strong. This might be bad-ish, but I think it's fine. I also don't have deuces, so it matters that I have sixes. But it's close. It's close. I'm just going to be using min in, like into these stacks. I'm going to be pulling hands out of my cutoff raise versus into these stacks, but I'm not going to pull out king 9 off. 9-0 from watching the first couple hours of the bundle last night. I've determined I'm a nit. There's worse things than being tight, but yeah, most people don't understand how to defend flops very well or defend rivers very well. They just fold too much. It's also the case that like everyone talks about calling stations being terrible and shit, and they're like good poker involves a lot of calling, so people get uncomfortable with calling because of that kind of bullshit story about how calling stations are terrible. I'm a calling station. It's fine. You have to fold sometimes, but you know, calling stations fold sometimes. We gotta get a run of cards. We gotta start playing some spots. We had that early little bit where we got to make a little stupid 3-bet where I probably should have called. Could go either way with the sizing here. So this hand's gonna 0% fold versus 3-bet. It's gonna be pure VPIP. Don't think I want to shove, so we're just gonna call. Pretty good flop. I'm trying to like, get the heart rate monitor going. So like, what the fuck is he looking at? I'm looking at trying to get the heart rate monitor going. Pretty standard call. There's no raising here, in my opinion. Don't raise with any hands. And you can go either way. I think you could check this hand at a very robust weight, and I could have rolled. I didn't roll. I didn't check, but you could check this hand back at a robust weight, and you could bet it sometimes. I think both plays are reasonable. Both plays will allow you to have King Jack, King 10, and Jack 10. I think. And obviously this hand's 0% check, so we don't need to randomize now. So. Oh, what a river, guys. What a river. Queen 3 off. I mean, Queen 3 off's a pretty shitty 3-bet, I think. I don't think that that's very good, even at like a low weight. So, GG us. It was real. I am going to pull it just because like I'm just making sure. Like instinctively, I'm like, what the fuck is that? That play sucks. But when I do that, I actually check. Like some people are like, oh, like that play blows, and like they just kind of leave it at like what they think, and I don't really do that. I try not to do that anyway, unless the play is like doesn't need to be checked. But that range in the big blind there, it should be a polarized 3-bet, so he's correct in assuming that he should use offsuit trash. That's right. He's also correct in assuming that you want to use offsuit trash that's below the button raise first in. So the button raise first in, the bottom of the range is a 7. or an 8. It's probably an 8 at 30 big blind. So you probably want to start with queen 7 or queen 6, but I don't think you'll get down to queen 3. I think you're going to use queen 7 and queen 6 and maybe queen 5 to 3-bet. I think that queen 4 and queen 3 are just pure folds and 0% opens. Sorry, 0% 3-bets. But no, I was wrong. He's right. That's why I checked. See? I was wrong. It's not queen 6 and queen 5. But you can see like the density around the 7s up here and the 6 here and the 5. So like the idea is still right, but down here with the queens, it's wrong. These are probably too profitable to flat is what I would assume the difference is here. And it does actually like these queen 2, queen 3, queen 4s. So nice hand by my opponent. I didn't think that it was good, and it was good. So that's why I like to check, because I don't like to just assume that I know, because I don't know a lot of the time. Yeah, so NH villain, and obviously I got unlucky. We both had trips, and it's totally reasonable for me to play my trips hand that way. And yeah, thanks for watching, guys. Obviously, I wish that the stream would have lasted longer, because that would have meant I would have had a better run in a 10K. But it is what it is. I had trips, he had a boat, it was a 3-bet pot, I lost all my money. So cheers, guys. Thanks very much. I appreciate you hanging out, and I will speak to you soon. Bye-bye.